Hi Sagittarius, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to March. A sign of mutable water, not too different from mutable fire. It is a lot to do with creativity and the opportunity to really clean out and clear out certain emotions. It's a good time to reflect. It's a good time to indulge in art. And it's a really good time to just connect with closing out cycles, what needs closing out in your life, where you know that there are things that no longer serve purpose in your life, and what you can do to close out those cycles and move forward. Sagittarius, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you would be interested in booking a reading, you can do so on the website rubyreadstarot.com. All right, Sag. Deep breath in. Let it all go. Sagittarius. Let's get some energy for the sign of Sagittarius. There is a full moon happening in the sign of Virgo on Tuesday. And this full moon has everything to do for you about setting about, getting on the path to realizing a lot of the things that would have made almost like epiphany sense to you. 9 of Swords and the 4 of Wands. You may be a little bit confused about a relationship. There may be a relationship that you really want that you're not quite manifesting. It could be about a marriage. There is some sort of stress involved where it comes to unionship. And I feel like in the month of March, you're really being asked to clear out a few emotional wounds by really looking at the thoughts or the associated stigmas that are ruminating in your mind in regards to partnerships and relations. I feel like there needs to be a thorough cleanse of your energy, Sagittarius, especially when it comes to matters of relationships. I do feel like you need to perhaps really look at the things that occupy your mind space and see where it is that there may need to be some healing that takes place, not only for yourself and the way that things may have crystallized in your mind in regards to relationships, but also how relationships may be transpiring in real life. That's the Death card, and that is the 6 of Pentacles, Scorpio energy. There is a need for some sort of ending. There is a need for a transformation of a situation. There is a need for a new dawn to kind of come and collect the souls and the lost in order to be able to better prepare for something that may require a lot more equal give and take. If there is a resurrection taking place in a relationship, Sagittarius, there may be a need for well-established boundaries as well as a much more balanced give and take, Sagittarius. I feel like for a lot of you are just kind of over the drama at this point, and I think you know that it won't take much longer for, if an issue is to arise, for you to call a day on it. Thing is with that, I think it's super important for you to remember that there are allies that you are able to create, or that you already have. That's the High Priestess energy of needing to kind of see from a place that's a little bit between the realms right now, as opposed to being caught up in this matrixy energy, Sagittarius. It's fake, it's delusional, it's not real, and there might be the ending of something that is just causing a lot of confusion. And March, you have a very clear frame of mind, and I think you'll know what's right and what's not right and what's wrong. And I think it will soon become very clear to you who you can trust and who you can't trust. But I think if you're operating from a place of balance in relationships in the month of March, you'll be doing yourself a really good thing. The Fool card, I like that because there's freedom involved here. By the end of March, you'll be free, Sagittarius, because there is this Tower moment in March that is kind of indicating that what's been built on a false foundation, what is a falsity, has to come down. That's the Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. That's the Ace of Cups, very promising. That's the Magician card also. Sagittarius, if it ain't real, let it go. If it ain't love, it ain't gonna stay, okay? I think you know that there are things happening in your life right now that make you feel a little bit out of your control. There are situations that might need to come to an end, and some of them might come to a bit of an abrupt end. And I want you to see that this is an opportunity to get really analytical and quite clinical almost in your decision making or the way you are observing certain events in your life. There isn't a lot of emotion here, which is why I'm saying that there's almost got to be, with this High Priestess, an air of intellect over emotion, but not letting your thoughts get the better of you, okay? You really free yourself up to a lot of emotional contentment and within relationships once you truly understand that you are creating this whole situation. And if you wish to begin to put your magic hat on, which really just means working with the universe and kind of taking what God's given you as free will and putting that to best use, you will have to understand that ultimately this is all a projection. All we're doing is projecting onto each other, onto this simulation. Freedom is important for you, okay? And whilst you're trapped in your mind with these things that are just constantly ruminating and lowering your vibration, and whilst you'll keep going over the same behaviors that might genuinely be self-sabotaging relationships, you will find that there will be inevitable ends because there's no balance there. And so Sagittarius, what are you projecting into reality? And this this High Priestess is even saying to me, hey, do you need meditation time? Do you need prayer time? Because this tower that's crumbling is for your own good. If you should see it that way. There is emotional contentment available in freedom from things that are not right. And what is right is what makes you feel like this is from God. Use your energy to create the future that you really desire by really visualizing and getting back into that cerebral space that Pisces season is all about. Understand that there are naturally cycles that need to close this season and new beginnings that inevitably have to take place. You will be grateful for stepping out of something that is built on a false foundation and is only causing you emotional and mental turmoil and restless nights. And by being very clinical and to the point and matter of fact when it comes to partnerships, what's being expected of you, what can no longer be tolerated, and how you need to put your emotional contentment center first and foremost. You have the freedom that you need. Please see the time when I said that. And you might have a lesson that is inevitably about understanding how you have those tools at your disposal, those tricks up your sleeves, as above, so below. So, where is it that you may need to go back to the drawing board with behaviors and patterns of thinking that need going back to the drawing board with? Can we take a look at the blueprint? What is it that can be done to refix these things? Ultimately, if something's not working and it may feel a bit shaky baby in the moment, you've kind of got to be your own adult pacifier here. You know you need freedom and the right kind of freedom. And you know that that needs to be with a well-established boundary. As ironic as that is. The emotional overflow makes up for it all. As long as you're good to yourself. You know better, Sagittarius. And it's about time that you began creating from a place of being your own friend. These new beginnings are necessary. Thank you so much for joining, Sagittarius. If you would like to book a reading, rubyreadstarot.com. Do leave the video a thumbs up and a comment and let me know how you're getting on. All of my love to you.